This is ATN Global News. First, the headlines. Police crackdown on one-chance syndicate in Rivers State. NSCDC reiterates commitment to combat illegal mining activities. Tinubu increases 2025 budget proposal to 54.2 trillion naira. FG2 issues 758 billion naira bonds to clear pension arrears. Hamas rejects Trump's proposal to take over Gaza. Premier League to introduce semi-automated offside. Nollywood stars mourn actress Pat Ugu. Police command in Rivers State has nabbed 5 persons over alleged involvement in one-chance robbery in Port Harcourt. SP Grace Irene Coco, the command spokesperson, said in a statement in Port Harcourt on Wednesday that the suspects were arrested on the 28th of January 2025 by the surveillance patrol team attached to the Hyper City unit of the Rivers State Police Command while on patrol along NLNG Road, Eastern Bypass, Port Harcourt. SP Irene Coco said patrol team received a distress call from a victim, name withheld, a female resident of Federal Housing Estate Transamadi, Port Harcourt. She reported that her phone had been stolen by the occupants of a green Volkswagen Vento saloon car. The team swiftly took action, intercepted the vehicle and arrested the following suspects: Ifeanyi Ugo, male, aged 45 years, Paulina Ibe, female, aged 45 years, Neka Precious Sunday, female, aged 30 years, Christopher Ibe, male, aged 31 years, Onyechi Ibe, female, aged 48 years. SP Irene Coco further stated that a preliminary investigation is ongoing, with the suspect and the recovered vehicle currently in police custody. SP Irene Coco added that the Rivers State Police Command remains committed to tackling the menace of one-chance criminals who disguise themselves as tricycle and taxi operators to rob unsuspecting passengers. Police command in Rivers State has commenced an investigation into the brutal murder of a father and son at their family residence in the Igruta Ali community of the state. The older victim, identified as Timothy, 59, the chief security officer of Adokiye Amiesemika International Stadium, Omagwa, was killed alongside his son by suspected assassins. SP Grace Irene Coco, the command spokesperson, disclosed this development in a statement issued on Wednesday in Port Harcourt. According to Irene Coco, the incident was reported by the deceased daughter to the Igruta division in the Ikwere local government area of the state. She said that following the report, officers were mobilized to the scene where they recovered 3 expended AK-47 cartridges. The police spokesperson said that the Commissioner of Police, Olugbenga Adepoju, had ordered a manhunt for the perpetrators, directing officers to ensure they were apprehended and brought to justice. Tragedy struck in the Ukubie community, southern Ijo local government area of Bayelsa State, when a woman identified as Madam Stella drowned her 6-year-old daughter Rachel in a fit of rage. The incident, which has left residents in shock, reportedly occurred after Rachel defied her mother's repeated warnings against bathing in the river. Eyewitnesses said the little girl had gone to the waterfront when her mother found her and ordered her to leave, but she refused. In a moment of fury, Stella allegedly held her daughter's hand and threw her into the river twice, leading to the child's death. When confronted by distraught community members, Stella confessed to the act, claiming she did not anticipate that it would result in her daughter's death. Video circulating on social media shows Stella surrounded by a crowd, confessing in the Ijaw language. Another video captures her sitting in a boat beside her daughter's lifeless body as it is transported away. When contacted, the police public relations officer, Musa Mohammed, said the matter had not been officially reported to the police. Edo State Governorship Election Petition Tribunal, sitting in Abuja, has shifted further proceedings till February 6 at the instance of the Independent National Electoral Commission, whose 5 witnesses were not in court. INEC was billed to begin its defense on the conduct of September 21, 2024 gubernatorial poll on February 5, but came to the tribunal with information that its witnesses have been held up. Counsel to the electoral body, Abdullahi Aliyu, confirmed the tribunal that the 5 listed witnesses were held up on their trip from Benin City and opted to tender 3 documents in order to make a semblance of progress in the day's proceedings. The documents tendered by the electoral body are the certified true copies of the collation of results at the state level, the declaration of results, and the regulations and guidelines for the conduct of elections 2022. INEC, however, assured the tribunal that it will need just 1 day to conclude its case and applied for a short adjournment. The tribunal chairman, Justice Wilfred Pochi, faulted INEC's approach, stating that the whole day was wasted due to lack of things to do, but INEC's legal team said it has a 10-day timeline for its defense, adding it has sufficient time yet. On his part, counsel for Asue Igodalo, candidate of the People's Democratic Party, Adetunji Oyedipo, did not object to INEC's tendering of the documents, stating they are the same documents he has already tendered to prove his case that the outcome of the Edo governorship election was flawed. Meanwhile, further proceedings have been adjourned till February 6. Imo State Police Command has paraded 3 suspects with a human skull in Okigwe local government area of the state. Spokesperson of the command, DSP Henry Okoye, in a press statement, stated that the Okigwe Divisional Police Headquarters, in collaboration with residents of Ogi community, affected the apprehension of the suspects who, upon their arrest, were found to be in possession of a human skull, a native hen, and white garments. The 3 individuals arrested were 29-year-old Patrick Okoire, 28-year-old Ifeanyi Chukwu Anyemeka, and 20-year-old Chukwuemeka Onyekachi, who are currently under investigation. The press statement revealed that during interrogation, one of the suspects, Patrick, stated that his uncle, Osunta Oko, had asked him to acquire a human skull. He claimed to have found it along a river bank on the Okigwe-Umahia Expressway, an area where the command has received reports of kidnappings. The police spokesperson hinted that the command is actively pursuing one Osunta Oko and other possible accomplices in connection with the incident. He further revealed that a DNA analysis is underway to determine the identity of the skull's owner. Police Command in Ebonyi State said it had recovered some exhibits linked to the recent attack on Amegu Nkalaha community in Ishihelu local government area of Ebonyi State. The attack, which took place on Sunday, February 2, 2025, claims scores of lives with property worth millions of naira destroyed. This is contained in a statement issued on Wednesday by the Ebonyi State Police Public Relations Officer, SP Joshua Okandu. According to the statement, the Commissioner of Police, Adaku Uche Anya, dispatched a tactical team of the command to the community to fish out the perpetrators. The statement stated that during their operations, one of the suspects by name Madwabuchi Chimobi Ebe, while fleeing the community, was apprehended with the assistance of members of the Nkalaha community at the border between Nkalaha and Eha Amafu and handed over to Isiuzo Police Division. Items recovered were 3 locally made single-barreled guns, 1 police uniform, a pair of jungle boots, a pair of army camouflage shorts, and a pair of combat trousers. The statement added that the command is actively pursuing the other fleeing suspects and continuing their investigation into the matter. The command, however, encouraged anyone with useful information that might lead to the arrest of the suspects to come forward. Lagos State Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu is spearheading the construction of the Lagos State Mental Health Institute, Psychiatric and Rehabilitation Center in Ketu Ejiri, Epe local government area. The facility, spanning approximately 25 hectares, will feature 1,000 beds and serve as a dedicated rehabilitation center for individuals with mental health conditions. It is designed to provide comprehensive care, including recreational and vocational programs to support full recovery and reintegration into society. This development was announced by the Senior Special Assistant on New Media to the Governor, Jubril Gawat, in a post on X, formerly Twitter, on Wednesday. Jubril said it would also be a total rehabilitation home with recreational and vocational centers for total rehabilitation of people with psychiatric illness. Benue State security outfit known as the Benue State Civil Protection Guard has apprehended 4 individuals claiming to be members of the National Hunters and Forest Security Services, a group reportedly engaged in fighting Boko Haram and other insurgents in Maiduguri, Borno State. The suspects were arrested in Alied, the headquarters of Gwa local government area, with the support of local vigilance members. Parading the suspects in Makurdi on Wednesday, the commandant, Captain Ajobi, stated that the self-acclaimed hunters who had previously fought insurgents in the northeast alongside conventional security forces arrived in the state 2 days before their arrest. 2 of the suspects, Hassan Abubakar and Mohammed Maiduguri, speaking in incoherent English, told journalists that they were part of a group of 28 people brought from Nasarawa State by a Chinese construction company. They claimed their mission was to help secure the company's property and expressed surprise at their arrest by the Civil Protection Guard. The suspects alleged that the Chinese company had not informed them that they would be taken to Benue State for work. Joseph Ha, the security advisor on internal affairs to Governor Hyacinth Aliyah, said the arrest of these 4 suspects as first responders revealed that 24 others were in Benue, prompting the police to search for and apprehend them. Ha stated that after verifying their claims with the authorities, the suspects' statements about their true identities were inconsistent. Kebbi State Police Command has apprehended 165 illegal immigrants from Burkina Faso, Mali, Ivory Coast and Benin Republic and Niger Republic, all found crammed into a 3-bedroom flat in the Kuwait area of Burning, Kebbi. The arrest followed a tip-off that led detectives from the State Criminal Investigation Department to the apartment, uncovering what police described as a disturbing case of illegal migration and suspected financial crimes. CSP Nafiu Abubakar, the command's public relations officer, revealed that the suspects comprised 35 nationals from Burkina Faso, 110 from Ivory Coast, 11 from Benin Republic, 5 from Niger Republic, and 4 from Mali. CSP Abubakar stated that preliminary investigations indicate that they were living in Nigeria without valid documentation and were allegedly involved in the Knet Ponzi scheme. The police spokesperson added that the suspects have been transferred to the Nigerian Immigration Service, Kebbi State Command, for further investigation and processing. Analyst has decried the high level of tanker explosion in Nigeria, emphasizing on the importance of inspecting trucks and petroleum products before use. Speaking on Atlantic Television Network program Atlantic Blowout, a socio-political analyst, Honorable Atirike Amenu, noted that vehicle inspection officers are responsible for ensuring tankers are roadworthy before transporting petroleum products.
Honestly, before ever they start going to get these products, they are supposed to be properly checked if the tankers are roadworthy.
Vehicle inspection officers must take stringent measures to forestall future occurrence.
You know, like some tips you give to them, they will just let go, and you find out that this thing occurring over time, and it is bad. It is bad. So I believe they should take a very strict. They should be strict about that law. You know, they should enforce it. It will really help. Even the sun alone affects the petroleum product. The sun itself. You know, when the weather is high and it's inflammable, for crying out loud. So it's not too okay. They should follow up.
Recall that a fire outbreak at an MRS filling station in Adamawa State led to the explosion of 2 petrol tankers, disrupting traffic and causing panic. Firefighters struggled to contain the flames while security operatives secured the area. Authorities urge caution as investigations into the cause of the incident continues. Federal Capital Territory Administration, through its Health Services and Environment Secretariat, has inaugurated the FCT National Health Fellows Selection Committee in line with the federal government's effort to recruit health fellows across the country. Recently, the federal government launched the National Health Fellows Program, led by the Nigeria Health Sector Renewal Investments Initiative sector-wide approach under the Federal Ministry of Health and Social Welfare. The program is designed to develop a new generation of healthcare leaders through strategic capacity building, professional development, and impactful fieldwork. The initiative aims to engage young Nigerian fellows from all 774 local government areas under a sector-wide approach. Speaking at the inauguration of the committee, the Mandate Secretary of HSES, Dr. Dolapo Fasawe, stressed that the initiative is a strategic investment in human resources for health. A statement signed by Bola Ajao, the special advisor on media to Fasawe, noted that she described the program as part of the Human Capital Opportunity for Prosperity and Equity program, designed to recruit talented youth and early career professionals as vanguards of the health sector. She added that this initiative aligns with the commitments of the FCTA under the leadership of FCT Minister Barrister Nyesom Wike to provide a strong and functional healthcare system for the people of Abuja. Governor Malam Umar Namadi has reaffirmed Jigawa State's commitments to fostering strategic public-private partnerships with renewable energy service companies to accelerate clean energy development. Speaking at a strategic roundtable, the governor assured investors of the state's readiness to provide a stable investment climate and a secure ecosystem for project implementation. The managing director of the Rural Electrification Agency, Abba Aliyu, presented data-driven insights on Jigawa's electricity market, highlighting the state's immense potential for renewable energy expansion. He explained that Jigawa State will electrify 1 million people through solar mini-grids, unlocking socio-economic growth and investment opportunities, I beg your pardon. According to him, currently the REA is overseeing 21 mini-grid projects across 21 local government areas in the state under Nigeria Electrification Program and the African Development Bank's minimum subsidy tender. He said the initiatives aim to provide electricity to over 300,000 residents. Aliyu noted that these interventions continue to enhance the livelihoods of communities across the state. You're watching the Global News on Atlantic Television Network. We will be back after this break. Please stay with us.
strong lines across the ocean to the land beyond the mountains. Through the Sahara, we bring all the sport news, live analysis, expert discussions on trending stories in politics, business, socio-economic, sports, and documentaries. So catch all the updates on the happenings around the globe. Stay focused on the fact today, only on ATN.
Every day our lives are changed by history.
We are one people, all of us.
Leaders, politics.
Nobody's ambition is what
I have fought a very firmly.
Natural occurrence, war, and the world economy.
I belong to everybody, and I belong to nobody.
ATN covers it all on ATN Politics today.
Welcome back. This is the Global News on Atlantic Television Network. Now to the rest of our stories. President Bola Tinubu has departed Abuja on Wednesday for Paris, France, on a private visit en route to Addis Ababa, the Ethiopian capital. According to a statement issued by a special advisor on information and strategy, Bayo Onanuga, President Tinubu's trip to France will include a meeting with French President Emmanuel Macron aimed at strengthening Nigeria-France relations. This departure comes shortly after President Tinubu's return from Dar es Salaam in Tanzania, where he participated in the Mission 300 Africa Energy Summit. During the summit, he reaffirmed Nigeria's commitment to providing electricity access to 300 million people across Africa by 2030. In Addis Ababa, President Tinubu will join other African leaders at the 40th Ordinary Session of the Executive Council and the 38th Ordinary Session of the Assembly of AU Heads of State, scheduled from February 12 to 16, 2025. He is expected to arrive in Ethiopia early next week for the summit, which will focus on critical. President, in the letter read during plenary in the Senate by Senator Godswill Akpabio, said the increase arose from 1.4 trillion naira additional revenues made by the Federal Inland Revenue Service, 1.2 trillion naira made by the Nigeria Customs Service, and 1.8 trillion naira generated by some other government-owned agencies. The President of the Senate consequently directed the request to the Senate Committee on Appropriations for expeditious consideration and declared that the budget consideration would be concluded and passed before the end of this month. Correspondent Rotimi Adewuyi reports that Akpabio consequently directed the request to the Senate Committee on Appropriations for expeditious consideration and declared that the budget consideration would be concluded and passed before the end of this month.
The 2025 appropriation bill's total budget size will increase from 49.
an increase in the retirement age for doctors and other healthcare workers from 60 to 65 years. The National Publicity Secretary, Nigerian Medical Association, Dr. Mane Baturi, made the disclosure in a statement on Wednesday in Lagos. Baturi said the coordinating Minister of Health and Social Welfare, Professor Muhammad Pate, has been directed to formally present the joint health sector unions. He said discussions centered on progress made regarding the welfare of doctors and other healthcare professionals in Nigeria. According to him, the coordinating minister confirmed that the arrears resulting from the adjustment of the consolidated medical salary structure are set for payment. He said following an extensive review initiated by the NMA, approval has been granted for the implementation of new tariffs for healthcare service providers. ACN reports that NMA has championed increasing the retirement age of health workers from 60 to 65 years to address brain drain, improve knowledge transfer for quality healthcare delivery. Nigerian Senate has pardoned the project coordinator of the hydro
and apologized to him. I also wrote to him apologizing and requested that he should give me another date. The second time he invited me, or the committee invited me, incidentally, I was away, so I couldn't make it, but I also wrote back to the committee. And I think the third time, I was at COP, attending this. So it was not deliberate. And it is also a record that I've also appeared before Senate Committee and House of Reps Committee. In fact,
in response, Senator Abdullahi Iningi, Bauchi Central, and other committee members accepted his apology while acknowledging the gravity of the issue.
We took very, very painful decision to do what we did as a committee because of the sensitivity of your organization as far as the Nigerian project is concerned. You may not believe it. You don't need to be from Niger Delta or from Ogoni to understand the plight, the suffering, the human degradation that is going on in the Niger Delta. All you need to do is to be human. Once you are a human being and you traverse the Niger Delta, if something did not touch your heart, then you are not human.
Any further disregard for Senate invitations would trigger immediate action, threatening that the next invitation they ignore will result in arrest warrants, and we will call on President Tinubu to remove them from office. Beyond legal measures, the Senate is considering exposing financial mismanagement within these agencies by publishing their audit queries in national newspapers. House of Representatives has urged the police and other security agencies to collaborate with local vigilantes on a holistic combing of forests in all parts of Nigeria to forestall the hibernation and continued presence of bandits and herdsmen in their hideouts. It said the Amotekun Corps has mobilized over 2 security and civil defense menace of conspiracy theory behind illegal mining activities across the nation. CSC Babawale Afolabi, National Public Relations Officer, NSCDC Headquarters, Abuja, in a statement on Wednesday, said the Mining Marshal's Commander, Assistant Commandant John Atta, stated this in Abuja on Wednesday. According to the statement, since the Inter-Ministerial Committee on the Protection of the Nation's Natural Resources, which includes but is not limited to mines, forestry, coastal shores, amongst others, the mining marshals have put in place strategies to forestall sharp practices ongoing on 2024. He further revealed that over 2,000 special forces have been trained and deployed to the FCT, the 36 states of the Federation, including the FCT. The Combatant Mining Marshal Squad Leader has lauded the NSCDC Commandant General Dr. Ahmed Abubakar Odi OFR for providing conducive atmosphere for officers to be effectively trained to discharge their statutory duties with all sense of professionalism, loyalty and patriotism to the nation. Federal Road Safety Corps on Wednesday announced the recovery of 73 stolen vehicles across Nigeria in 2024 through the National Vehicle Identification Scheme portal. According to a statement signed by the Corps spokesperson Olusegun Olugbemide, this achievement resulted from intelligence-driven operations conducted in collaboration with other security agencies. Ogungbemide noted that the recovered vehicles were intercepted at the point of registration, preventing them from being integrated into the system. 17. The board also emphasized its authority under Section 32, Paragraph 5A, which empowers it to ensure high standards of morality within the party and to call erring officers to order. The BOT instructed the NWC to immediately swear in Honorable Ude Okoye in compliance with the court judgment. Party organs, stakeholders, and members were urged to adhere to the Court of Appeals judgment regarding the National Secretary position. The BOT expressed satisfaction with the shaping the party's future. The BOT unanimously passed a vote of confidence on its chairman, Senator Adolphus Wabara, and Secretary Senator Ahmed McCarthy for their leadership in stabilizing the party. The BOT urged all members to remain united and work together to strengthen the PDP and reclaim its leadership position in the country. Now to our business news. Federal government says it would issue bonds worth 758 billion naira to clear accumulated pension debts. This includes debt owed under the old defined benefit scheme before the introduction of the contributory pension scheme in 2004. The Minister of Finance and Coordinating Minister of the Economy, Wale Edun, told journalists in Abuja. Edun briefed State House correspondents after the 23rd Federal Executive Council meeting at the Aso Rock Villa, Abuja. He said after considering plans to address outstanding pension liabilities, the FG, through the Debt Management Office, will issue bonds of about 758 billion naira to clear accumulated pensions debts owed under the old defined benefit scheme. These liabilities, he explained, accumulated over the years due to periodic wage increases, and clearing them will grant long overdue relief to affected pensioners. The Council also approved a 30 million euros, approximately 46.30 billion naira, long-term concessional financing arrangements for the French Development Agency. Edu explained that the financing, in partnership with Family Homes Fund Limited, as the executing agency, aims to provide sustainable, clean, energy-based student housing across various tertiary institutions nationwide, an initiative to address the acute shortage of student accommodations. Court of Appeal sitting in Lagos has upheld the judgment of the Lagos State High Court ordering Union Home Savings and Loans PLC, a subsidiary of Union Bank PLC, to refund 75.5 billion naira to a private company in Lagos, and Bimbola Foods Limited being excess charges and levies with interest until the final liquidation of the said excesses. The appellate court's affirmation is contained in its judgment of appeal brought by the appellant Union Homes Saving and Loans PLC against the respondent, Abimbola Foods Limited. In a lead judgment read by Justice Ntong, the Court of Appeal held that the appellant was in breach of the offer and acceptance letter from the loan account by calling up the loan of 18 million naira before its expiration and continued debiting the respondent's current account to the tune of 16 million naira while the transaction was terminated by the appellant. The appellate court also affirmed the order of the trial court directing the appellant to release to the respondent all her title documents of real properties surrendered as security and awarded the cost of 200,000 naira against Union Homes, Savings and Loans PLC. The court described the appellant's action of excessive charges as opprobrious, damning and cruel, and warned other banks to desist from excessive and inordinate charges of their customers. Justice Ntong also held that the respondent proved its case of breach of contract and excess charges against the appellant, and that the appellant failed to establish its counterclaim with credible evidence in dismissing the appeal for lacking in merit. The appellate court also affirmed the judgment of the trial court with no other to cost. You are still watching the news on Atlantic Television Network. Up next is the international tidbits. People in the Eastern Democratic Republic of the Congo's Goma rushed to bury some 2,000 victims of last week's battles for the city as they feared the spread of the disease amid a ceasefire. Declared the ceasefire on Monday and largely upheld it. Though some residents reported sporadic shooting and looting on Tuesday, people in the city took stock of bombed-out buildings and tried to clear overflowing morgues. More than 2,000 bodies of people killed in last week's conflict require burial in Goma, the DRC's communications minister said overnight. The United Nations said at least 900 people were killed. Militant group Hamas lashed out on Wednesday at President Donald Trump's shock proposal for the United States to take over the Gaza Strip and resettle Palestinians in other countries, similarly whether they want to leave or not. Trump made his announcements to audible gasps during a joint press conference with Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, whom he was hosting at the White House for talks. In a proposal that lacked details on how he would move out more than 2 million Palestinians or control Gaza, Trump said he would make the war-battered enclave unbelievable by removing unexploded bombs and rubble and economically redeveloping it. He said there was support from the highest leadership in the Middle East and upped pressure on Egypt and Jordan to take the Gazans, despite both countries flatly rejecting the idea. Hamas, which seized sole power of Gaza in 2007, rejected the proposal, branding it a racist idea aimed at eliminating the Palestinian cause. Now to our sports news. Nigerian duo Rafael Onyedika and Tolu Aroko players named in the selection. The midfielder played a pivotal role in Club Brugge title success last season. The 23-year-old has also featured regularly for Brugge this season. Adro Kodari has scored 13 goals for KRC Genk this term. He is currently the leading scorer in the Belgian top flight. Super Falcons forward Folashade Ijamilusi has signed for Chinese Women's Super League outfit Liaoning Baye FC. Ijamilusi, who joined the Shenyang City-based club from Nigeria Women's Football League, champions Edo Queens, puts pen to paper on a 2-year contract. The powerful striker won the NWFL title with Edo Queens last season. She was the top scorer in the NWFL during that campaign with 8 goals. Ijamilusi also played a key role in Edo Queens' successful Waffle B campaign. The former FC Robo Queen star caught the eye after scoring a hat-trick for the Super Falcons in a friendly against the Green Ladies of Algeria last year. Premier League has announced that significant progress has been made with test plans to introduce the new system. Those in the Nigeria's film industry have mourned Nollywood actress Pat Ugu, who passed away at the age of 35. Emeka Nyon was captured in that the feud between the duo happened a few months ago after Wizkid's controversial hip-hop is dead remarks. In response, Ladipo, one of the singers under the Maven record label owned by Don Jazzy, fired back at Wizkid. Wizkid further retweeted some tweets which suggested he was referring to Don Jazzy as a social media influencer. The development sparked online reactions as some users berated Wizkid for disrespecting Don Jazzy, whom they referred to as a music icon. Reacting to the controversies, Don Jazzy unfollowed Wizkid on social media. British rapper Skepta has expressed concern after controversial Nigerian singer Portable called out another former collaborator. Portable, known for frequently calling out his collaborators and benefactors, recently lashed out at ace rapper and music executive Olamide, mocking him over his rumored fallout with his former signee Asake. While mocking Olamide, Portable stated that the rapper only gave him a verse on the remix of his song Zazu instead of offering him a record label deal. He also alleged that Olamide snatched his producer, dancer and promoter from him. Fans, apprehensive about the situation, began expressing concerns for Skepta, who featured Portable on his song Tony Montana last year. This led to the UK rapper trending on X. Reacting, Skepta, who has been trending on X, said he might be the next